If I were a person who had a son or daughter killed in this invasion of Iraq, I swear before the court that I would track down as many oil company executives as I could and explain to them how pissed off I really, really was. And if in explaining how pissed off I was, fireworks happened, well, fireworks had happened to my son or my daughter. This is horrifying. This is, do you hear anybody on network news talking about this stuff? No, of course not. In March 2001, note the date, Cheney's task force had prepared a set of documents with a map of Iraqi oil fields, pipelines, refineries, and terminals, as well as 2 charts detailing Iraqi oil and gas projects and a list titled, quote, foreign suitors for Iraqi oil field contracts, end quote. Okay? Now, you know this. We've talked about this on this show. I'm sure Hartman has talked about it. I'm sure Stephanie has talked about it. I'm sure anybody who professes to be a progressive or liberal talk show host has talked about it. I'm sure Oberman has. I'm sure Rachel has. On and on and on. But now the report is out there. The set of documents I just mentioned was contained, the information about it was contained in information released in July 2003 under a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit filed by the conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch, the ones that went after Clinton with so much glee. A Commerce Department spokesman, according to Jason Leopold, issued a brief statement when those documents were released, stating that Cheney's Energy Task Force, quote, evaluated regions of the world that are vital to global energy supply. Now, by global energy supply, what do they mean by that? They mean vital to the profits of U.S. and U.K. oil companies. That's what they mean, right? As Leopold writes, there has long been speculation that a key reason why Cheney fought so hard to keep his task force documents secret was that they may have included information about the administration's plans toward Iraq. Or as Mike Malloy would add, administration plans to invade Iraq, occupy Iraq, murder as many people as they could, set up a puppet government, and steal everything that wasn't nailed down. Jason Leopold writes, however, both before and after the invasion, much of the U.S. political press treated the notion that oil was the motive for invading Iraq in March 2003 as a laughable conspiracy theory. However, business news outlets were much more frank about the real politic importance of Iraq's oil fields. For instance, Ray Rodon, a former executive at Halliburton, the company that Cheney once headed, said he was dispatched to Iraq in October 2002 to assess that country's oil infrastructure and map out plans for operating Iraq's oil industry. That's according to an April 14th, 2003 story in Fortune magazine. At about the same time, according to Jason Leopold, as Rodon's trip to Iraq, in October of 2002, that's when he was sent there, Oil and Gas International, which is an industry publication, reported that the State Department and the Pentagon, Bush's State Department and Pentagon, had put together pre-war planning groups that focused heavily on protecting Iraq's oil structure. Now, you know what happened. Remember, when the invasion occurred, what was protected? The antiquities of Mesopotamia? No. The buildings housing the oil industry. The oil ministry. Remember? In November 2002, the Department of Defense recommended that the Army Corps of Engineers award a contract to Kellogg Brown & Root to extinguish Iraqi oil fires. But there weren't any. The contract also called for, quote, assessing the condition of oil-related infrastructures, cleaning up oil spills or other environmental damage at oil facilities. But there wasn't any. Engineering, design, or repair or reconstruction of damaged infrastructure, but there wasn't any. Assisting in making facilities operational, but they were. Distribution of petroleum products and assisting the Iraqis in returning or resuming Iraqi oil company operations, end quote. In other words, what they were anticipating was the horrendous destruction that was about to be unleashed against Iraq as the great and wonderful government of the United States of America, under the control of Dick Cheney, decided to commit murder, theft, fraud, deceit, in order to steal the oil of Iraq. God damn, I'll tell you what, I am just so proud to be an American. Aren't you? If it's out there and I want it, son of a bitch, I will send my United States military to go get it. And if 5,000 Americans are going to die and 200,000 Iraqis are going to die, tough.